good morning everyone. So this morning we're going to have our lesson for the third quarter. We're going to learn how to use parallel structures in English. But before that, let us first identify or familiarize ourselves with the word parallel. Okay, so I have here two pictures. Which do you think is an example of an image showing parallelism? Yes, Darlette?
I think it's letter B.
Or the second picture?
Or the second picture.
Let's see. Okay, so the second picture is correct. It shows parallelism. How about on the second pair? Yes, Lenny.
The first one.
The first one shows parallelism. Correct. There, very good. How about the third pair? Yes, Lisa.
The first picture.
Okay, so the first picture shows an example of parallelism. So, in your own words, what do you think are parallel things, or what comes into your mind when you hear the word parallel? Do you have any idea about it?
When you speak of parallel, it means that they are the same in structure.
Okay, they are the same in structure. Another idea, Darlette?
They have the same size.
Okay, maybe they have the same size. So, in mathematics, when you say parallel, it means that something is extending in a line, or it may be side by side and always keeping the same distance. So this term is in mathematics. You will always hear the word parallel in the subject geometry. However, parallelism also applies in the English language. So what do you think is parallelism in the English language? That is what we're going to talk about this morning. So I have here sentences. So what do you think is wrong with these sentences? So let's have the first one. Read and answer. Yes, Susan.
Ryan likes swimming, hiking, and to ride a motorcycle. The first two things that Ryan likes ends in ing, but the other one does not end in ing. It is to plus ride.
Okay. So in the sentence, the phrase to ride makes it incorrect. There. So to correct it, you can say Ryan likes swimming, hiking, and riding a motorcycle. So take note of the form of the words in the sentences. Another sentence here. Yes, Lenny. Read and answer.
Evan is a lawyer, a politician, and he teaches.
Okay.
The error is that an error?
Yes.
The third, and he teaches.
Okay.
Is wrong.
How do you think will you correct it?
Teacher.
Okay, so you can say Mr. Evan is a lawyer, a politician, and a teacher. Okay, very good. And the last sentence. Darla.
Students were asked to do their assignments quickly, accurately, and in a proper way.
Okay, what do you think makes the sentence wrong?
The verbs.
Can you point it out?
The words ends in ly.
Okay, so what do you think makes the sentence incorrect?
There is a phrase in a proper way. It makes the sentence wrong because quickly and accurately are adverbs.
Okay, they both end in ly as what Darlette said. So
Yes.
to make it correct, we have in a proper way. That's the one that makes it an incorrect sentence. So you have to correct it and change it into a word also that ends in ly. So you're going to make it properly. Okay. So those are some of the things or some sentences that do not follow the parallelism or the rules in parallel structure. So what you're going to identify later on are the rules about how to form sentences with the correct parallel structure. Another one is either Jen will work on a new project or she lost her job. Can you tell me which makes it incorrect?
Will work, will lose.
Okay, so it should be will lose. Okay. So what do you think is parallel structure? When you say parallel structure in English, everybody read.
The balance between two or more similar words, phrases, or clauses is called parallelism in grammar. Parallelism is also called parallel structure or parallel construction. Parallel construction prevents awkwardness, promotes clarity, and improves writing style and readability.
Okay, so without parallelism, there will be no uniformity of ideas. So you have to take note of that. Just like the pictures that we have earlier, as you can see, the lines are formed in a neat way where they are following the same direction. The same with your English language. If the words or the structure of your sentence does not follow the parallel structure, it will be a chaotic. It will not have a uniform, or yes, as we have here, it's awkward. Okay? So there are some rules that we should follow in writing, in observing parallel structure. So I have prepared here, we're going to tackle only 3 for now, because later on we'll have the others. So let's have the first one. We have to use parallel structure with elements joined by the coordinating conjunctions for and nor, but, or, yet, and so. So example, you can use sugar or honey to sweeten the flavor. So the coordinating conjunction there is or. So it is connecting two words. We have there sugar and honey. So they are they are nouns, right? These are nouns. What are nouns again?
Names of
Names.
persons.
Names of persons, places, and
Places
things.
and things.
So if idea 1 here is a noun, the next idea should
Yes,
be
a noun.
a noun as well. You cannot say you can use sugar or sweet, right? Because sweet is an adjective. So you can think of something that is sweet. So it could be honey, candy, or something else that is sweet, as long as it is a noun. Another example here. The plants cover the earth and animals live on it. So we have here the coordinating conjunction again, and. So it's connecting two words. We have earth and animals. So earth and animals are both nouns. So they are parallel. These two sentences are parallel. The next sentence here is, he kept a fancy, vintage, and expensive collection of silver rings. So the list of words that you have there are fancy, vintage, and expensive. They are what part of speech? What do you think? They are adjectives. So if the first one is an adjective, it should be followed by another adjective. And if they are 3 in a row or 3 in a series, the third one should also be an adjective. So this one, these 3 sentences explains our first rule, that you have to use elements, the same elements, to make sure that there is if you are using the coordinating conjunctions. Questions for that rule? None? Okay, let's proceed. Next rule is use parallel structure with elements in a list of 1 or more items joined by coordinating conjunction. So this is similar with the first one. So example, Meg left her former employer so she can start her own business, travel anytime she likes, and be the boss. This example is more on the form of the verb. For example, there. You have there, start. What form? What form? Past, present, or base form? Present. Or it's in the base form. Then, travel should also be in the base form, and be should also be in its base form. So, kung ano to, or what is the tense of the verb in the first one, what is the tense of the first verb, all verbs in that sentence should also be in the same tense. Okay? Another example. Sasha moved out of her parents' house because she wanted to be independent, to challenge herself, and to have a fresh start. There. So look at the sentence. You have
To be.
to be. This to be here is an example of an infinitive
Infinitive
phrase.
phrase.
So as a review, infinitive phrases are formed with to plus the base form of
The
the
verb.
verb. So another infinitive phrase there is
To
to
challenge.
and
To
to
have
have
a fresh start.
thank you. Wait. So this
Oh,
one.
gili.
Magin naman sa live. Ah, okay. To challenge and to have a fresh start. So as you can see, if it was started with a infinitive phrase, all of it should also be in its
Infinitive phrase.
Please take note of this rule because this is very common. Okay? So the last rule for today is using parallel structure with elements joined by a linking verb or a verb of. For example, to be a better person is to live an honest life. So example there, your phrase is to be a better person. So look at, again, this if one is in its
Infinitive
infinitive phrase. The linking verb there is.
is.
So the next phrase should also be in its the same form or format. Now, to live an honest life. You cannot say to be a better person is living an honest life. That's incorrect. So it will not be parallel. Okay? Another example, to be content is to be happy. Dapat to be contented. To be contented
Yeah.
is to be happy. Okay, contented.
Is
That's a
an
type of graphical.
Adjective.
Contented here is an adjective, so it should
Happy
be.
is an
For example, infinitive phrase, to plus base form of the verb plus adjective. This should also have the same one in the next idea. Okay, so before we proceed again, based from your own words of what we have just discussed, what are or what is a parallel structure?
A parallel structure is a balance between two or more similar words,
Okay.
phrases, or clauses. And it is also called parallel structure or parallelism or parallel construction. It prevents awkwardness, promotes clarity, and improves writing style and readability.
Very good. So, to make that true, parallel structure refers to the use of grammatical elements or patterns that have the same function and express similar and balanced ideas. Always remember the phrase balanced ideas. Uniformity of forms. Okay? So that's when you can say that the sentence has a parallel structure. So some of the rules are, number one, use parallel structure with elements joined by the coordinating conjunctions for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. So again, if it is a noun, the next idea should also be a noun. The form of the verb should also be the same with the next form of verbs in a series. Another one, use parallel structure with elements in a list of one or more items joined by a coordinating conjunction. And lastly, use parallel structure with elements joined by a linking verb or a verb. Okay, so before we have our test, let us first have a short exercise. So correct the error that you can find in the given sentences. Read and answer number 1, Julie Ann.
Emily colored her hair, getting a tattoo, and wore heavy makeup.
Okay, what made the sentence incorrect?
We have there, getting a tattoo. Is that correct, ma'am?
Yes,
Yeah.
so it should be
Got at the two.
Emily colored her hair, got a tattoo, and wore heavy makeup. This is because we have here the past tense of the verb, so it should be past tense and another past tense. Okay? So what is the form of the verb should also be the form of the other verbs in the sentence. Another one, Darla. Please read and answer.
Marty delivered his report effortlessly, skillfully, and fluent. The mistake is the word fluent.
Okay, try to correct that.
It should be fluently.
Very good. So it should be fluently. Marty delivered his report effortlessly, skillfully, and fluently. Okay. Another sentence for Lenny.
Cooking for the family, cleaning the house, and to do the laundry are what mothers usually do. Cooking, cleaning, doing.
Okay, so it should be
Doing.
doing. Instead of to do, it should be doing. There you go. Number 4, Susan.
The chef prepares the food meticulously, professionally, and neat. The wrong word there is neat. It is supposed to be needlessly.
Okay,
Both of the three of them should be in the adverb form. Ano ka naman ka students nila? Neatly. Oh, neatly. Sala ako, nonsense. Oo, sala.
Neatly.
Ayun.
That is another word naman, Susan.
Needlessly. Needlessly devoted to you.
Okay, so we're going to have our test now. You have to get a 1/4 sheet of paper, then read the following unfinished sentences, then complete the sentence with the suitable word or words to make the elements parallel in structure. Now, for example, you have there the sentence. On your paper, you're going to write number 1, swimming. Just write the word that will make it parallel. Okay? So I'm going to give you 10 minutes to do it.
Bitis na.
Okay naman, sino ka? Okay, let's correct your answers. Number 1, please read an answer. Yes.
Number 1, just like swimming, camping, and running.
Okay, could be running. Very good. Because all are in form of ing form. So my answer here is cooking but running is correct. You can answer there. What else? Eating, playing. There. Number 2, Darla.
My best friends are my parents, my siblings, and my cousins.
Okay, and my cousins, it could be my cousins, it could be my classmate, it could be my neighbors, as long as they are persons and in a noun form. Okay? Number 3.
Mama, my dog.
Oh, my dog is also correct. Very good. Number 3, to be good is
To be honest.
to be honest. To be
To be
good.
humble.
Answer with that. To be good is to be honest, or to be good is to be helpful. Kung ano is ha, redundant na nakaroon. So, it should be to be
helpful.
and helpful or another adjective here. Basta good. Hindi pwede ang to be good is to be bad. Wrong na ha. Dapat good qualities na din. Okay? Number 4, English, science, and math are my favorite subjects. What other subjects could be replaced here?
Biology.
Biology. Ano pa?
TLE.
TLE. There, Filipino. Basta subject. Number 5. Steve answered the test carefully, quietly, and
Needlessly.
needlessly gyapon.
Wrong.
Surely, ano pa? Quickly. Could be. Basta gaan sa LY.
Yan, needlessly. Ma'am, nag-end mo sa NY, ma'am.
Susan, I think that is not applied in this Happily, okay. Happily. So,
Why is the word lovely, ma'am? Lovely is an adjective.
lovely is an adjective because that is already in its base form. Base form na siya dahil, diba? Lovely, lovelier, loveliest. Oh.
But it ends in ly.
There is always an exemption to the rule. Okay, so for our assignment, write 2 paragraphs about your pandemic experience. Make sure to observe proper parallel structure, groups. Okay?
Sundan mo
So
ko.
that's it for today. Very bright account students. That's why we finished very early. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Stop.
You're